Hey, it's Hemlock. It occurred to me that I have never done a proper tutorial for how I make GIFs in Live2D. Um, I am fairly sure the setup I use can be done on the free version. So I thought might be useful for somebody. For these kinds of talk sprites, I have them set up like mini models. Except this is unnecessary, but I have separate like blink and eyelids and pupils and such. And this one has mouth forms, which not a lot of people use in talk sprites, but I started doing it recently, and I like it too much to go back. But we are going to select all of our layers, automatic mesh generator, standard. We're not doing anything too wild, so we don't need very powerful, easily manipulatable meshes. I think I initially wanted this to sway a little bit. So the parameters I'm going to keep are eye, open, mouth, breathe, and body Z, probably. And like those aren't even necessary. I would just keep breathe and make your own parameters. Sorry about my dog. This one also has a toggle. It'll go between sitting and drawing. So we're going to make parameter toggle. Ranges 0 to 1. And the stuff that will toggle is that hand, that tablet, that sleeve. Whoops. And this arm. Yeah, so it's 2 sets of talk sprites, technically. We are going to collect our head. What are you eating? Sorry. Just make sure that we have the head. Okay. And I'm going to use a rotation deformer for this because the head is not going to squish much. And control click lets you change where the origin point is. And now you go, woo! Don't know why you would, but you can. I'm going to set up rotation deformers for the earrings because I fuck around with earrings a lot. And this isn't super necessary, but if your model has earrings. And I use like modeling left and right. You don't have to do that for a GIF. That's unnecessary, but it's just what I'm used to. So it's what I do. And you'll just put this at the rotation point for anything that may rotate. So let's do eyes opening and closing. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Honestly, you could just deform the pupils like into the eyelids, but I wanted to be really lazy. So we did that, and this is how I do it really simple, like squish, opacity, and Yeah, just keep in mind that on all of this, 0 is no, 1 is yes. So I open, no open, yes open. I need a mouth parameter. Let's have it repeating. I have 4 mouth shapes, so I need 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Make keyframes. Be very careful with your keyframes. And we're just gonna make the mouth form that is not supposed to be shown. Opacity 0. There are easier ways to do this. Do I do them? No. Okay, and to keep this shadow from happening, we are going to, one moment, you are going to repeat. That's okay. That's fine. So, mouth closed. We would put a cat in front of my monitor. Oh wait, this would be 100. Remind me to cut that out. That's not how we're doing it. We're doing it in the animation. There we go. So it's just gonna switch between all of those. And now we're just gonna set up our animations. And oh wait, this should actually be body. Why? Because we're just going to put an idle sway into breath. Okay. So, boop, 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 boop. Not that. Okay. And this is body. And there we are. Having that rotation deformer for the head makes this a lot easier to make it look a little more natural because it's not deforming. Reflect motion. It doesn't like that. Okay, let's check on this animation. Okay, let's have the head. It's a big ADD PNG. Okay. Reset to default. Oh, there is no default value. Do I like how far it goes? It seems a little distracting. It's a little distracting. Just gonna reel it in a little bit. Yeah, when you're working with mostly breathe for your animation, it's really helpful to just keep opening up the physics settings and taking a look at how annoying it might be. Okay. Okay. Just the sleeve. Making this look good in the breathe. Okay. And we are going to get a little silly with this and try and make it look like we're drawing. Whoops. Probably add more keyframes to this, but let's see. Yeah, it needs a little bit more. Okay. And we want a little everything to go up a little bit when we're talking. Because I just think that looks nice. There. Little bit unnecessary, but and oh wait, we want pupils to move. So it looks like we're focusing. There we go. Yeah. Focusing on work. Talking. I think that works. Okay. And so we have all of our pieces working how we would want. And so let me do this really quick. Okay. And I want to make sure to save before we attempt animation. And I'm going to be lazy and just use the breath as a timer. Okay. Okay, we are going to save both versions of our muted PNG. So just the sway, but one with drawing, one without. And I need... This should just be fine from the get-go. I'm going to save them not super big, because it's just for Fugi Tech. Give it a second to process. It's not the most ideal file size coming from Live2D. You could probably get something a bit easier to work with from After Effects or another program. There's one I've been looking into. I'll put it in the description. But I'm so used to Live2D that this is just it's difficult, but it is what I am used to, and so I find that it's the easiest for me personally. Let that compile. I didn't put in the blink. We will put in the blink. Let's make sure it's a good... There we go. Keep the eyes closed for a little bit longer. There we go. And then we will resave that with a blank. Though even with mistakes, this isn't a very time-consuming process. If you have a slower computer, maybe, but the energy put into this computer build is 100% for Live2D and some video games. Okay. And now we deal with my incredibly jank mouth rig. It just occurred to me that I added rotation deformers for all this jewelry and then didn't do it. I'll fix that later. You get the gist. And so we are going to put our mouth forms in about this far, and we're being really lazy with it right now. Don't worry. Yeah, and so this is one frame that it will switch between. And so we'll go a single frame before, pull it back to the previous mouth form, and now we won't have any of that ghosting. Bam. And will this work? Have I messed up? No. It can go backwards. What does this look like? Oh, it's because I'm making it repeat. This will be 3. Don't know how that happened. This is the time-consuming why did you have to do it this way part. And the answer is because I love mouth forms. I love them. I think they add a lot to what would be a relatively simple PNG. And once you get in a groove, it's not really that bad. That was dumb. And for talking, we bring the pupils back so they're looking at the camera. We go up. Maybe that up. Okay, we'll play. There we go. I won't save those because I have to fix the jewelry, but yeah, it's a relatively simple process. That took me 25 minutes. It would probably take me the same 25 minutes if I did the correct stuff in the first place and didn't fuck up. So yeah, I did this same setup for my soon-to-be text-to-speech pet. I have one set up in Live2D, like a simple model, and I wanted to have one that worked without Live2D open because sometimes it slows my PC down, or I'm playing a video game that desperately does not want to be a computer game. So yeah, it's fun, easy, especially if you are used to cutting up models. It's really not the end of the world to learn. Just keep in mind what you want to move and have that be separate. But yeah, cool. Thanks for tuning in. I'll just fucking see you in the next ridiculous project I decide to do.